Okay, so today these finally showed up. I am so ecstatic about this. So what are these? These are the Elegoo Mercury 3.0 Plus. This is the newest wash and cure station from Elegoo. Now, these just came available at the end of October. I can't remember what the date was, around Halloween. I ordered these at like 3 a.m. the second that the little website was like, okay, you can order these now. Everything that I have been, all the information on that that I've received, everything said that these weren't even gonna ship until December 31st. Today is Thursday, the 7th of November, and they're here. So I'm just like giddy with excitement. I cannot wait to get into these. Now the boxes, these were shipped through UPS. The boxes are a little mangled. This one's all pushed in. This is obviously a little pushed in. This one, actually the box is smashed in on this one. I'm not really all that worried about that, because I've received, this is box 4 and 5 of all the boxes that I've received from Elegoo, and they are always packaged extremely well. So hopefully a little bit of box damage doesn't transfer to the interior of the product. So let's get this out of here. Let go. And there it is. That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait for this. So this product, the Mercury 3 Plus, like I said, this just dropped. This has not been available. There's a bag open. And the bag's completely sealed. All right. I'll treat it like a Christmas present. It basically is. This is kind of one of my Christmas presents to myself. So, I'm so happy about this and excited. So this is it. Everything's wrapped up all nicely and neatly. That is a tight fit. I will say this much, this is a little bit small. And I'll show you on the other one here in a second. So I don't know if it's in frame or not. I don't think it is. I have an XS. Let me see here. So this is what I'm replacing. Now, side by side, it's a little bit bigger of a platform, so the footprint's a little bit bigger. There's no longer a dial, there's push buttons. Everything's already put together, whereas on this one, the lights, I had to put these together. I think that was all I had to do. But the older machine actually had 2 parts. So it had a wash station and a curing station. The curing station works fantastic. The lights on that. I've also got a, hey. No interrupting the video. Hush. But anyway, the lights on, what was I saying? The Anycubic wash and cure, I have that one. The lights on it are almost completely out. When I was using this one, something on the back of this, I guess this is a light receptor or something to do with the sticker. When I turned this on, it just flashed and it wouldn't turn tape, nothing would work. And after it flashed for a couple seconds, it'd turn off completely. So I had sent a message to Elegoo asking them about that. They're the ones who said, yeah, the photoreceptor is not receiving or something like that. And during that conversation, I asked them, I was like, don't you have anything bigger? You know, I've got a Jupiter, which is a large machine, and I do a lot of large prints, a lot of which don't fit in here. Hence the reason why I still have my Anycubic machine, because it's much bigger. So with this, you know, hopefully this will hold that capacity. Let's see here. Size-wise, this is a 7.5 liter. That's weird. This one's at 7,000. Okay, this one's in mLs. This one's in Ls. So anyway, 7.5 liters. This one's 7. So it's a little bit bigger. The top of it, they actually sit just about the same. There's the turntable. Turntable's a little bit foggy. I'll show you here in a second what I mean. So this one's completely clear, but obviously the turntable size is vastly bigger. Vastly? Much larger. How about that? So that I'm excited about. That's what I was looking for, a much larger platform to cure with. That's interesting. The basket is plastic. That's kind of crazy. I guess that's a plastic little adapter so you can put the build plate straight in here. Obviously this is not for the Jupiter, because the Jupiter's build plate is way bigger than that. That's probably for a Saturn or a Mars, something along those lines. So the plastic frame here, I'm kind of digging a little bit. Not sure how that's going to hold up. But let's look, because the old one, it was a wire basket. And what's weird, I have never used this. This is not something that, this wash and cure one, I have never used. So let's take a look real quick. This looks like it's a little bit wider. Just a little bit this way. It actually does sit lower than the old one, which it has a raised top on it. I wonder if this actually fits on here. Nope, it doesn't. Of course not, because it's wire. Duh. Stupid. So, that's what I was going to look at. So the basket itself, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. The basket itself is much bigger. The old basket almost fits down in there. This plastic has a little bit of a bow in it. I almost just threw that all the way off onto the floor. So The old basket actually does fit in there. I don't want to push it down in there because I don't want to break the plastic. But that's a pretty good example of how much bigger we're working with here. So that's wicked. So, pretty happy about that. I'm also very happy that it's one machine. I did not like the fact that this machine over here had two parts, one for curing and one for washing. I was never really happy about that. And I never even, like I said, I've never even turned this machine on. I never used it. Primarily because I've gotten so used to having my wash and cure, my anacubic machine. I strictly use that for washing and curing. And then I always use this for curing, washing and curing. You know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so I'd wash with the anacubic and I'd cure with the Elegoo because the lights on this are so much brighter when this was working. So I'm hoping that with this new machine, let me get all this other nonsense out of the way. And unfortunately, I'm probably gonna end up throwing these in the trash. Or give it to my nephew or, I don't know, somebody. Anyway, one thing that I am noticing right off the bat, the light tower has magnified plastic in front of it, which is gonna make those a lot brighter. Which instead of lights on the bottom, so on the old machine, there was a light bar on the bottom. So these would light up, and again, these just have plastic covers on them. There's nothing there for magnification or anything like that. And then it'd have these lights as well light up, and hence the reason why the turntable was clear, because light would go up from underneath as well, which this put out a ton of light. Now on the new machine, I don't know what that is. Instead of lights on the bottom, they have what looks like a reflective tape on there. It's not glass and it's not a mirror. I can see, it looks like tape. If you ever put tape on a reflective tape on anything, you can see the little wavy, it's not perfectly flat. I can see that clearly in both of these. So I'm assuming that since the lights actually go much further down into there, that's how they're gonna light up from underneath. So, oh, I see what that is. Okay, so there's 4 of those, right here, right here, right here, and right here. These are little roller balls. So, since this is, holy crap, look at that. It's like a suction cup. Wow, okay. Don't put that on a flat surface unless it's close to an edge. Anyway, so those, that's kind of interesting. I can turn that. Hopefully that's not messing up the motor. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on the old one, yeah, that won't move at all. And that didn't have any type of outer bearings or anything like that. It was just supported from that centerpiece. So this has support all the way on the outside through those roller balls. It's kind of cool. This base is very, very stable, whereas you can see how much play I've got in this one. This one has no play in it whatsoever. So, let me see here. Where did I put? There it is. Let's see. So the only thing that's come with this is basically the machine, the top, the washing part with the basket, and the power supply. So now your first question may be, or already has been, why the hell did you buy 2 of them? I have gotten in a habit, and I'm used to my workflow having 2 different machines, my Anycubic and this one, using one for washing and the other for curing. And I print on a fairly large scale of volume of prints that when I wash something, I can have something curing and I can also have something washing at the same time. That's how much stuff I print when I am printing. Now, I am trying my best to, I need to go like 3D Printers Addicts Anonymous or something like that, because when I start printing, I print a lot. I think in October I went through 46 liters of resin, which if you're not a printer, that doesn't mean anything to you. But 46 bottles of resin in 1 month, I think prior to that, the most I'd ever gone through was 5, maybe, or 6. Might have been upwards of 20. I'm thinking about the one print that I did, the statue of the horseman, the ghost horse coming down the hill. You can look through my playlist and find that one. That one took a lot of resin, but that one I printed after Christmas and I had a lot on hand. I don't think I had to restock for that one, but this spaceport that I've been working on, it is just blowing through resin, the amount of buildings that I'm making. So that one's, yeah, it's going through everything. So let's get this plugged in. Power supply is on the side, on-off button is on the side. This has an out for something. I'll have to look through that to see what that one's for. Like I said, on-off here, out, I don't know what that's for. And then the power supply is right there. Maybe that's in Europe, I don't know. There we go. Let's slap this down here. I'm digging that. I just noticed that. Holy crap, I'm digging that. All right, so on the old machine, this has about an 1/8 inch lip that this fits into. Okay, so once you get it on there, this can come undone if you bump it and turn the lights off, right? Whereas this lip right down here, this is all inside of the machine, or of the lid. And that fits down there so nice and perfect. So once it's on there, even if you bump it, it's not going in. I love that. That is freaking awesome. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Okay, so I've got a piece over here. That has not been cured. This is one of my spaceport parts. I'm gonna put it in the middle and put it on the edge so that way we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna cure this all the way, but I want to see what's what. All right, so it's got the wash button, the light button. So we're gonna turn on the, since we're not washing. 30-second increments. That's about the norm. It is quiet. Holy crap, is it quiet. That's not making a bit of noise. It made a little click right at the beginning as soon as the motor engaged the witchamajig. But other than that, that thing doesn't make a lick of noise. I am digging that. So, there it is. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy with this. So anyway, well, like I was saying, why do I have the need for 2 machines? I think I answered it, but I'm not sure 100%. But like I said, I think I said, I can have one running washes and the other doing cures. I think I talked about that, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But anyway, I'm going to have to find out what all I'm going to have to remove from my workstation area in order to get both these machines in the spot where I'm thinking they're going to be. So let me get on that and I'll be right back. That's awesome. I am so happy. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. This just finished the curing that I started on it. I only did like 3 minutes. But one of the things that I like, the tones on some of these machines can be obnoxious. My Jupiter, when it starts to print, it does an extremely loud beep as soon as it gets to the level of the resin. And then when it gets all the way to the bottom, it has a long tone beep as well that's extremely loud. Elegoo, please get rid of those beeps. They're ridiculous. And when it finishes, it does another massive long beep. If I'm printing overnight, I can hear that on the opposite side of my house in my room, and it wakes me up. That's how loud it is. Elegoo, please get rid of that beep, or at least turn the volume down on it, or put something out that lets us do that. Those tones on the Jupiter are maddening. But on this one, after 30 seconds, I'm gonna let that run. I'll probably speed through this. Now, as I was pushing the buttons, you could hear those beeps. It's the same beep, volume, tone, all of that stuff. And here in about 5 seconds, that was an awfully fast 30 seconds. That's all it is. Beep, beep, beep. Very quiet, very subtle. I'm digging that. So I'm happy about that. Quiet beeps. We like quiet beeps, Elegoo. Quiet beeps. Let's do quiet beeps from now on. Okay, so real quick, one thing that I've noticed here that I'm also digging. Obviously, this has a raised area for the handles. The handles are way above the actual opening, but something that my Anycubic has this problem where whenever I go to secure these down, if it's on the machine, I have to lean the whole basket or bin, whatever you want to call this thing, forward in order to get it past the light in the back. Now on this flap fits perfectly in between these two lights, so it's not impeding the flap in any way, shape, or form. So everything tightens down very easily, secures very easily. The one thing that I am noticing though, and I'm going to show it from this angle, this one isn't so bad. So I'm probably going to end up using this one as the wash station. Obviously it's magnetized for the impeller. There's a indent or whatever you want to call, a recess right there so that the bottom of this fits in there right nicely. The magnet is extremely strong. I can feel it pull into place very easily. But on this other one, this one here has a lot of wobble in it. So I don't know if that's just bad molding from the plastic or what. So if you get this, you may want to have a look at that. This one fits much better. So this will be the one that I'm using, and I'll keep this one in reserve. So I think the biggest benefit of having two machines, again, I can't remember if I said this or not, say a year or two down the road after using both of these, if the lights on the one machine starts going out, I can just swap the machines. I will never use the lights on the wash part because it's for the wash. So if the one that I'm using for curing, the lights start to dim out or whatever, I'll just swap the machines, have a brand new set of lights and a whole brand new curing station. And then I can turn the other one into the washing station. It's one of the benefits of having two, I think, personally. I'm loving it. The fact that when I bought these, I think overall, I paid under $300 for the two of these. So brand new machine that's just out and one of them's 150 bucks. That's a great price. Heck yeah, I'll buy two of them for that. So I'm ecstatic about that. Plus, since I'm using one or the other, when the one turntable gets filthy as heck, let me show you real quick. This is what I'm talking about. This here's the turntable from my Anycubic, and this is 3 years old, so this has 3 years worth of curing on it. So yeah, it's really filthy. Plus the fact that when I first started printing, I didn't have the understanding of prints from the wash stage to the curing stage that I have now. So what I would always do is I'd wash something and I'd wipe it off, and then I'd start immediately curing it, which is why there's these white globs of nasty all over here. All that is IPA / resin that, because my wash and cure, or my washing part, usually runs, my IPA runs kind of dirty. Especially nowadays, because I've altered my cleaning process so much that I use brushes to agitate the part. So which means my IPA can go a whole heck of a lot longer. I can have black IPA in there and still get a clean part in the process that I do now. So that way I'm not running through IPA, which I started doing for a little while, because as soon as it get cloudy, I'd clean it out because I'd get this kind of stuff. But nowadays, I can run black IPA because it's got so much crap in it. If I just agitate it with a brush, do 2 little washes with that, a 3rd wash with pretty clean in this part, and then let it sit for 24 hours before I cure it. And this machine here, this one is, I think I bought this last December. It's not even a year old yet, which kind of bums me out. But this is because of my new process, how clean my turntable is. I've got a couple little nasty spots on there, but this turntable is dang near still perfectly clean, especially when you start comparing them, to each other. So you can get the life of your IPA to go a lot longer if you just use a brush to agitate everything. Do 3 dips, 2 manually is what I do. I've got 2 little vegetable, everybody who cleans or does whatever, it's a plastic rectangular bin with a little tray in it that fits inside there, and put all the parts in there, and then I run a brush over each and every part, a little bit dirtier, or a little bit cleaner. And then I try to keep this one as clean as possible. This is the one that I generally don't empty near as often. The other 2 I empty a lot more often. But whenever I empty this one, I will take the contents of this one and mix it into the other 2, or empty one of those and, slowly get to where the really black, dark stuff will eventually just go into a bottle, go outside, and then eventually in the trash. I usually let my stuff that I put outside sit for a month or 2 in the sunlight so it can completely cure, turn to sludge, and then I just throw it away. So anyway, that being said, like I started to say earlier, I'm gonna get these over there. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna take the plastic, the cling wrap off of here. It kind of is a little messy on this one. I didn't end up taking it off until just recently, when this machine, so this is the top for the cure state, the wash and cure that I've been using, and obviously you can tell it's dang near perfectly clean. That's because I've had the cling wrap on it the whole time. I took it off when I started having problems, thinking that this is like a photoreceptor or something. I don't know how it works, but I was thinking that this wasn't, that maybe the cling wrap was having an impact on, I don't know. But you go through the steps of trying to fix something, and the first most obvious thing was to take the plastic wrap off, even though it hadn't impeded it for almost a year. So I think I am going to take it off there. I don't like having like resin or IPA on my gloves and then touching the hoods. because the hoods get so freaking filthy. And once they get dirty, they're horrible to touch. So like this is the hood for my Anycubic, and even right now, I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. This thing is disgusting. And plus that, I mean, you can see all this crap right up here. This is where whenever I take the hood off of my Saturn, I always set it on top of this. So this has all kinds of crud and crap all over it. But this thing just gets so disgustingly dirty. Hence the reason why one looks old, one looks brand new. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually take that off or try to figure out a way to secure the cling wrap a little bit better, or just cut it off to make it nice and neat. I don't have all that excess flapping off down there at the bottom. I could probably cut it like right, I don't know if that's in, here, come on, scoot. I could probably cut it like right along there, all the way around. They didn't do a very good job wrapping these this time. Usually in the past, everything that I've gotten from Elegoo, the wrap on these, it's like they put them in a heater or something, shrink wrap it. It's so on there so well, and these ones are just not on there that well. So they look kind of, I'm not happy with the way they look, so I'm probably gonna take them off, which I don't like, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so here we are. We're all set up. Like I said, this is my my station, my work area, whatever you want to call it. I've got my Jupiter there, my Saturn, and the two wash and cure stations. So they fit kind of nicely right over there in that corner. This is what I was talking about earlier about having two. That's my first washes. So the first wash is the bottom one, second wash is that one. My third wash is that one down there, which I'm gonna have to obviously replace that and get that set up. I'll probably just dump that one because that one's getting kind of dirty. So I'll dump that in between those two, get rid of the bottom one, and just start all brand new clean with that up there. So yeah, I haven't printed for a few days, but I've got a bunch of parts that have been sitting here waiting to cure. I could have put them outside, but I was waiting on this to have something to cure. So one of the reasons why I was commenting about how quiet that is, the other two machines that I've been using for both the wash and the cure, both those machines make a lot of noise the second I turn them on. So the fact that these are almost dead silent, I can't hear a thing. I'm being quiet on purpose right there. I can hear a little bit, but compared to the other two, that's dead quiet. The other two were loud when they started. So anyway, that's it. We can get back to printing. Well, actually, we can't get back to printing because I'm out of resin. So until my resin shows up at the end of the month, I can't make any more progress on that. So I'm actually at a standstill on the printing. So I'm actually building models and trying to clear. Yeah, that tells you a little bit of how much I print. I've got stuff all over out here now. And if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you know in there is completely stacked full. So everything's out here in the hallway. My wife hates me right now. So I got to start building stuff to get room to put other stuff. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. I would strongly suggest getting one of these if you're into resin printing. That's how much I'm in love with this new machine. So the old ones, yeah, never was really thrilled with either of those. I love how bright these lights are, but it's tiny. And Anycubic, I'm not a fan of Anycubic. There's nothing about Anycubic that really turns me on. I'm an Elegoo person. So, Elegoo snob. So, there we go. And the reason why, I have a Mono X that's in the garage that's broken. I have that one. That was when I first didn't know anything at all about brand and Anycubic or Elegoo or anything like that. Those were my first machines when I first started printing, and I'm finally replacing them and getting rid of them. So anything I buy from here on out is all Elegoo. until further notice. But yeah, Elegoo's got my vote for best 3D printing company out there right now. So, and probably in the next, let's see here, it's beginning of November, as soon as Black Friday hits, I'm probably going to buy the Saturn IV Ultra Pro. I think it's the Pro. I don't know, the newest Saturn. I'm probably going to end up buying one of those at the end of the year at Black Friday. So Black Friday sales are always the best time to purchase anything. As far as I'm concerned, usually I don't buy stuff like this in the middle of the year, but the October sale that they had for that was phenomenal, and I couldn't pass it up. This machine here, my Jupiter, I think when I bought this, these were $1,500, I think. I got it for $7 because I bought it on Black Friday. So half price. That's why I have that. At the full price that it was when I purchased this, I think it's like $7 right now. So, and that's just the normal price. That's how quickly these come down. Anybody who grew up during the computer age knows computers, TVs, all those things, when they first came out, they were sky high. And then within a year, they were next to nothing. So that's what the 3D printer and equipment market is going through right now. So if you don't want to pay full price, either wait till a year or Black Friday. Those are the best times, or a really good sale, which they have those throughout the year as well. But don't ever pay full price for some of this stuff. That's ridiculous. You don't need to. You'll kick yourself in the butt later on when you see the price of it like a year or 6 months later. You're going to be like, oh, I paid so much money for that. Yeah. No, not going to do that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you all have a great day. Take care. See ya.